Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Got another one for you guys today. This is another watch by Nubeo. Check this out. So this is what I'm talking about when I mention themed watches and what I expect with a themed watch. So this particular one is Nubeo's part of their space themed watches. They have many different watches in their lineup, and I encourage you to check out their website. I'll put the link in the description and check out what other watches they have. I think Nubeo is a very innovative brand because when you look at the different watches out there, there's lots of themed watches, right? We have, let's face it, Invicta does a ton of themed watches, whether it's Mickey Mouse, whether it's Captain America, whatever the case may be, there's a lot of themed watches, right? And I think you're going to find a lot of themed watches amongst many other different brands. But when I think of, the different themes, what do you got? Space, the ocean, right, for the most part. But then you don't have a lot of space, and that's what Nubeo does. They still have their dive watches, which are ocean themed, but then they have their space themed watches, and I love this. They must have some kind of collaboration with the rights to use I believe the NASA branding, but I'm not really sure if you can actually, I'm not sure if you can copyright, letters. I'm not really sure, but I'm sure they've done, their due diligence and being able to do that. And I like the fact that, not many people are doing this. Now, maybe someday folks will make more themed watches based on the space, but this is a fun one. And I've said it in other videos, a lot of times, when it comes to some of their watches, they have a name, let's just say the Orion, like the one I reviewed the other day. It's themed after the Orion satellite, but there's really nothing on the watch besides the bracelet or the strap that ties it to that, And so some of their watches they do a great job on. All the watches are always awesome quality and look great, but when you have that theme, sometimes they don't tie it in as well as I'd like to see. With this watch, they knocked it out of the park. So this one's called their Tranquility, and I'm gonna read you. I'm going to read you the first sentence off the description. It just says, a moon-inspired forged bezel characterizes the watch, echoing NASA's NASA's discovery of the moon, basically, right? Watch of endurance. I'm not going to read you the whole sales pitch, but it's themed after the moon, and so they did a fantastic job in this. And hopefully, you can see the texture of that bezel, and of course, the face itself is I don't know if it looks like it is textured, but it's printed as well. So basically you have the surface of the moon all over this watch, and I think they knocked it out of the park. If somebody were to look at this watch and right off the bat see kind of like that hammered sort of surface on the bezel, one, I haven't seen any other watch do that. No other company has done a bezel with that really hammered like finish with all the craters. They killed it. When you say, what is the theme after? And you say, all right, this is themed after the moon. As soon as you look it up, you're going to be able to say, yeah, they killed it. They knocked it out of the park. This is themed accordingly, right? So not only do you have, again, you have that awesome textured kind of crater-like bezel, you have it all over the face, and what they've done is they've kind of shadowed the edges of the face to kind of like simulate almost like a sphere, right? And kind of give it like a little bit of depth there to make it look like it's round. I think something like this, I think would have been awesome, having a really big domed crystal. That's one addition I would have done on this to really kind of tie the moon theme together, but they did a great job. So what do you get with this? So you get all solid stainless steel, 316 stainless steel. That is a checkbox, one of the checkboxes for me that I mentioned in every single video. What is it made out of? It's solid 316 stainless steel. It's durable. It's all you need in a watch. Again, on bracelet, that's, for me, I prefer bracelet watches. It does have a unidirectional rotating bezel, which is really just for show because you're just spinning around a bunch of craters. But you could line up what I'll call like these 4 points and just kind of center it if you want to. But if they would have left that non-rotational, it wouldn't have, it wouldn't make any difference. Screw down crown, of course, and you have the water resistance on the side of the bezel, which you probably can't see that. It's engraved. It says 200 meters. So that's kind of different. I haven't seen that before. Nice thick wrist presence on this. 16 millimeters thick, and you have a 45 millimeter case diameter, which to me, I gotta check that because it looks like it's larger, but this is one of those cases where, yeah, you have a 46 at the bezel, but adding that function pusher and crown, it's kind of a beefy watch. Like for me, with my experience with watches, if I were to look at this and not look at the size, and somebody said, hey, what size is that? I would have probably said 48 to 50 millimeter. It just for some reason looks larger than it actually is. Again, solid stainless steel bracelet, nice screw-on case back that is kind of like It's not flat. It's got some thickness to it, probably just, to accommodate the movement. And of course, you have this engraving on the back, which shows the moon as well. And it just says Lunar Meteorite NWA 7959. I'm not sure how that relates, but I'm sure you guys will let me know. And this is number 73 of 390. Kind of an odd number for a limited edition, but 390. Normally they are either like 200, 300, 400, but yeah, no big deal. Sapphire lens, that's a checkbox for many folks. You do have an anti-reflective coating. Simple, clean face. Simple, no chronograph, no gingerbread all over it. Just clean and moon themed. It is a Japanese automatic, but with date, but we don't know which one. Sorry. And fold over clasp and safety lock with dual push button deploying buckle. And of course we have 3 levels of micro adjustment and plenty of room to size this down. What did I take out? On this one here I took out, is that the right one? Yeah, I took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 links out of this. So that's to get it down to a 7-inch wrist. So if you're a big boy, this sucker's going to fit you. You have those 20 ATMs of water resistance, and that's really about it. Now, as far as the presentation, I love this one. So this comes in the Nubeo dive case. Some of their other watches come in similar cases like this. I love the white and red. It just screams NASA. We need a little blue on there, but still very cool. These are very useful, these dive cases. I repurpose mine. I use it for ammunition. I use them for when we're going on the boat, put our goodies in. Anything you need to keep dry, these will work. And it's made of a nice plastic where if you throw this and drop it, unlikely you're going to crack it. It does have a little bit of give, which kind of ties it into, remember I talked about sapphire crystals versus standard crystals. Remember, the harder something is, the more it will shatter, the more scratch resistant it will be. So I kind of like a nice balance, whether it's a crystal or a case. Pop it open on this here, and we have pretty cool white interior. You normally don't have that on these. Every watch I've ever reviewed with a similar case has the black interior. So they have beautiful white foam on top. You do have your pillow in the bright red. They give you a NASA patch, your warranty card, all that stuff, the tool. And what I like about this is they give you one of the watch straps, which is comparable to the one I reviewed the other day by the Orion. So pretty cool, the American flag on that. Slap this sucker on it and you definitely have a real themed watch. It is interesting they didn't include any branding on here that says NASA, which leads me to believe that although this is a NASA-inspired watch, they're talking about that. I don't know if they legally have any kind of agreement to be able to use NASA branding. They did include the patch, which is using the NASA branding, but it's just a patch. So they probably went ahead and purchased those patches to include. These patches are probably licensed, and so they included a licensed patch with the watch. Now, I don't know if any of that's true or not. This is just my assessment. Take it for what it is. I'm not making any guarantees here, but I think it is interesting the strap doesn't have that. And that's too bad. I would have really liked to have seen that NASA branding on the strap, because when you put this on your wrist, there's nothing really tying this to NASA, but it is being tied to space. So pretty cool looking watch. And this is definitely a strap that I'll use. I really like the Nubeo straps with this sort of, we'll call it like Omega Moon's watch sort of style, which is kind of, I'm not sure, which came first, but it is very similar to the, again, the Omega Moon's watch, which is a themed watch for space. I like that they did their own thing. I like they kind of, I'm not saying they copied that, but it's what we've seen over the last couple years with the Moon's watch. That's kind of the design. And prior to Omega coming out with that, I haven't seen that on really anything else. So pretty cool. I like the fact they used a similar strap. And when you're wearing it, you have that big Nubeo branding. There's no question on who makes the watch. So, other than that, I would like to see them. Again, it would have been nice to actually said NASA on the watch somewhere or on the strap, but I just don't think maybe they have the proper authority to do that, because even when you look at the case, it just says Nubeo. But very cool looking watch, and definitely one that's going to get a lot of use in my collection. It's one of these watches that you can just kind of, I feel like you can really wear this and wear the hell out of it and not be too concerned with it. If you're not really gonna, you have such kind of an aggressive, rough, cratered out look that you can kind of beat this up and you're not really going to notice if you do anything to it, right? Unless you destroy it. So, very cool looking watch. What else they got here? That's really about the specs. I wish I had the actual movement, but I've been harping on Nubeo to start adding this to our website, maybe in due time. As far as color combinations is concerned, if you don't like the plain old silver, and I gotta tell you, after I ordered it, I was kind of eyeballing the Armstrong Black, it's called. That one comes with a red strap and, of course, a black plated bracelet. They do make it in the blue, the Commander blue. And, of course, this one here, the Tranquility, this one's called. And that's just basically, you know, I guess they just, I'm not sure how Tranquility relates to the color, but that's generally, generally nothing. It doesn't make any sense. But the Commander blue makes sense. The Armstrong Black, Tranquility, it would have been nice Tranquility silver or something like that. But hey, it is what it is. I will tell you that I like this watch so much that I probably will request this in the black as well. It just has a really cool look to it. And with that red strap, I definitely got to get my hands on one of those. So, all right, so without further ado, that's about it. Let's throw on the wrist. Now, as far as price is concerned, $910. Right now, they have 50% off. So if you want to go ahead and pick this up, you'll get half off. No coupon code needed. But I do encourage you, if you are going to buy this at the price of $405, half $910, I encourage you to, actually that's not right. I can't add. Let me add it to the cart. And again, depending on where you live, you're looking at $455. Oh well, give me a break. So $455 gets this to your home. I believe that's including, yeah, free worldwide shipping. And, you know, some folks contact me times, you know, about Invicta and Aragon, different brands are like, oh, I don't know, do they ship to here? It sounds like Nubeo will ship worldwide. So again, when you go to order, let me know if you have any problems with that. I don't know if that's, you know, if there's every place they ship. There are places in the world where I don't think it's a good idea to ship. But hey, let me know. But stay tuned for the black one. I will request that in the next couple weeks. But anyway, I'm about 5'8". I weigh about 182 pounds as of today, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So this is what's going to look like in a guy my size, my height, and my weight. Absolutely a stunning piece. Again, it's not something really over the top. If you do have somebody in your life that's a space buff, you know, there's lots of people out there, you know, have their little niches in life. They, you know, whether they're into watches like me or they're into cars, whatever the case may be. This is just, you know, at the price point of $455. I think that's in line with a lot of micro brand companies. And, you know, I think if you're going to spend $900 on it, I've been trying to get after them for trying to get their pricing in line. Whether they do it or not is totally up to them. I don't own the company, but I think when you're getting into that $300 to $500 price range, I think that's really fair for a micro brand watch. I'm not saying you can't get watches cheaper, and of course there's more watches that are more expensive, but for these specs, I think it's in line. And ultimately, you know, you're getting something that's not everybody's going to have. You know, I think buying limited edition pieces is kind of cool. And again, if you are you know, a space buff, this is a great brand for you. You know, there's lots of folks who are really into space, the universe, and NASA, and what a better gift for somebody who's into that than a cool watch like this. Now, if you're not into the big watches, it might be a little large for you. It depends. Everybody's got their own kind of taste, so that might be a deal breaker. But let me know what you guys think about this watch. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite ones I've received from Nubeo in the last couple weeks, although they're all pretty fun. They all get a lot of wrist time. But I am curious what you guys think of this watch. Stay tuned for the black one, and if I can help you guys in any way, let me know. Even though this watch is on sale, try to use my coupon if you buy it. See if you can get another, I think it's like 10 or 15% off, and I think my coupon code works with their sales, but don't quote me on that. You'll just have to try it. Hope it does. Best wishes. Thank you, Nubeo, for their generosity and collaborating again with Fat Cat Collections. And if I can help you guys in any way, let me know. If I don't have the answer, I'll try to get it for you. Especially if you're like looking to buy this and you're like, I need to know the movement, I'll try to get you that answer. So have a great day, folks. Have a good weekend. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.